I'm not in any way saying, Jones, that the Carolina Insider podcast won the ACC Championship for the men's golf team. However, 3 players scored points in the final against Florida State. Peter Fountain.
Yep, just had Peter on last week.
David Ford.
Yep, was on with us maybe about this time last year. Is that about right? Remember earlier? No, it was in the fall. It was in the fall.
And Austin Greaser.
Multiple time guest here on the show.
The 3 golfers who have appeared on the pod scored in the championship match.
Yep.
So do you guys just sit around, Austin, and say, well, I got to get on that pod so I can contribute to the team. Otherwise, I'm obviously doing nothing.
Yeah, every now and then we do, I think,
That's what I thought. Congratulations on a huge win. First outright ACC championship for the Tar Heels since 1996. That's hard to believe. You were saying as you came in, felt like maybe got a little monkey off your back. Was it legitimately something y'all thought about?
Well, we didn't know the dates on when we'd won it last or tied it last or anything like that. So I don't think we had kind of registered that, especially right away. That was a curse stat at the end there. But I think, I've been here for 5 years now. I think the first couple of years, you could argue that we had a really solid team that could have got it done if the chips fell the right way. But definitely the last 2 or 3 years, including this year, we've had a really, really top-notch team that was ranked really high in the country. And I think you could argue that we should have won one before now even. So to be able to finally get it done and for me to at least secure at least one ring before I leave, it was really, really exciting. I get chills just thinking about it. And I'm really proud of the team. I'm proud of this program, and I hope that this starts a little run for us for the next few years that is kind of deserving for this program as good as it is.
What made this team, in your mind, the one that was able to do it, fully understanding that golf is really hard and match play is really hard, but what allowed you guys to make it happen?
Yeah, I think this group we have is the best one that we've had since I've been here, and maybe arguably ever. I mean, the accolades this team has been able to accomplish is just phenomenal. And I think in those accolades, a lot of them have match play tournaments. And I think that really bit us well coming down the stretch. Everybody knows we can play stroke play. We've won 6 times before the ACC this year, so we knew we had that figured out. But match play is different. It's kind of dog eat dog in that format, and it can get chippy, and you got to have a different mentality and a different kind of mindset going into it. So I just think that the experience this team has in match play now, both at UNC and then just in amateur events by themselves, really, really put us over the edge that final round.
That was a quick turnaround from the match against Wake to the match against Florida State. When you have to do such a quick turnaround to another intense set of holes, like what do you try to do? What's going on in your mind to get ready for that?
Yeah, I mean, a little body work, just a little recovery within the hour so that they gave us, right? Just kind of keeping loose, keeping warm, keeping the muscles warm. But I'd say for me, and I'd say for most of the team, I don't want to speak on their behalf, but I do think most of us carry a very similar mindset is we're trying to execute the best we can on each shot when we're asked to do it, right? So we finished up that first 18. We ended up winning against Wake Forest, and then about an hour later, we were asked to hit another good shot off number 1 tee and go do it again. So I think, we put in a lot of time, we put in a lot of hours, and we're all ready and capable and excited to try to execute the next shot. And the fact that we had a chance in the final match to win an ACC championship, that's all the adrenaline we needed.
Is it harder to be in match play, locked in that one-on-one head-to-head with opposition, or to be done and have to watch your teammate do it and there's nothing you can do?
I don't mean this as a brag, but I would rather be in the moment because I feel like I have a little bit more control. I have the utmost faith in my team, in every single guy. But I enjoy playing more than I like watching. So I kind of like having the ball in my court almost a little bit. But when I was watching, because I went out kind of early in the matches there on both rounds, I really enjoyed it. Right, like I knew kind of what they were going through. I just kind of experienced it. But also, like I said, these guys on our team right now are really, really good, and they're really solid players. And I had the faith in them. I had the belief in them, and we've all been working really hard. So at some point, I just kind of figured the chips were going to fall our way, and they did. And I was really, really excited that Peter Fountain brought up the anchor match. I mean, I love that kid. I've been here with him for 4.5 years. He came in as a gray shirt my freshman year, and I couldn't be more excited for that kid. I know he's from Raleigh. He's bleeds Carolina blue, probably more than anybody, and that was freaking awesome to watch him do that.
Okay, so we had Peter in here with us a week or so ago, and we asked him, we said, other than you yourself, like Peter, you can't vote for yourself. If you had to have one guy on your team make a putt to win it, who would it be? He said you. Would you like to flip it around and now say how awesome Peter is in making?
Yeah, 100%. I think so, and I know so. And like I said, me and Peter are really tight. I know that both of us have a lot of belief in each other's games and a lot of confidence in each other's games. And I would put either one of us in any moment, and I'd have full confidence that we can get it done. So I like flipping the script, same as he said.
Last time you were here, you were wearing a cool hat.
I was just saying, why does Austin, the golfers just in general have the coolest stuff?
Where do you get all these cool hats? That's a cool hat.
Yeah, I'm a big hat guy. I'm kind of like that fishing vibe. I'm a really big outdoors guy. I wear them when I practice. I don't wear the team gear and stuff. I don't know. I just find them online, just kind of do a little research. And I love my country. I love North Carolina. And this one just kind of fit the bill for both.
Do you ever worry about you see it with professional golf. Stuart Sink was like the all-timer to me. Although Scotty Scheffler, it's happening now, where it's like he takes the hat off and the head is like bright white, but the face is fully tanned. Are we worried about that at all?
Maybe a little bit, but I definitely practice every now and then without a hat on to kind of even that out
Balance
a little bit.
It out a little bit.
If I get a fresh haircut, I'm for sure hatless the next day. At least next couple days even. But as the hair gets longer, it's hat time.
All right, you're also wearing an awesome hoodie. Now, there was some talk during the TV broadcast, which, by the way, incredibly biased against the Tar Heels, I felt like.
Have other people told you that?
No, I haven't heard this yet.
Adam and I both feel that way.
The announcers were against.
I felt
against
like
the Tar Heels?
not all, just one in particular. Felt like he was a little bit against whoever the Tar Heels were.
There was a lot of when the other team would take a shot, there would be a get in.
Yeah, or like there were actually a couple get ins.
Wow, yeah, really.
But
what do they got against us, man?
I don't know. Oh, no. You guys have reached that point now where you're expected to be good, so they pull for the
We got the targets on our back, don't we? Yeah.
So there was some talk about the current trend of wearing a hoodie on the course and how, the wind might get. I think maybe it was Dylan was wearing one and like his hood. Yeah. Where do you stand on hoodie on the course?
I'm probably more of a no hoodie guy.
Okay.
I'm more of a pullover without a hoodie. I don't care either way. Like, I wouldn't say they shouldn't be there or they're out of place. I think the game's evolving a little bit, and I think that's kind of the style. And I really just think it boils down to, like, are you comfortable with it swinging back and forth during your swing? So I'm a no hoodie guy. I'm a big hoodie guy on days like today. A little overcast, little clouds in the sky. So, but on the course playing no hoodie.
Okay.
Just to complete our fashion discussion, we have seen you wear the cool Jordans before. You did not wear the new Jordans this weekend, and when Peter was here, Peter said he didn't think he could pull them off. I feel like you probably could. Why did you decide not to wear the new stuff?
This is actually a cool story. I do feel like I can pull them off as well, just for the confidence part. I've worn stuff like that before. I think it's the coolest logo ever, and the fact that I go to Carolina makes it even that much better. But about a week and a half ago, we had like I forget what it's called, the University National Champion dinner with donors. It was put on by Don Williams, and I sat at a table with Eric Hoots, and I'm pretty close with Hoots. I worked with him a little bit when I got to wear the Jordan stuff at the Masters a couple years back, so we've communicated a lot, and he knew about the gear, and he told me the story about how, I forget exactly which pair it was, but the basketball team got a pair of shoes when Marcus Page was here. That was a really special edition pair of shoes, and he said that Marcus Page waited to bring them out on a certain game when he knew he was needed, when it was a big time game. And I forget exactly the situation. We'd have to ask him. But anyway, Eric Coots told me, wait for your moment, right? And when you do wear them, you've got to ball out. And so this week, I didn't get enough time to break them in and practice with them enough, so I didn't feel like it was a moment. But we still got a couple events left, so maybe in the near future.
So when we see those on your feet, we know
it's go time.
He's feeling it.
Yeah,
it's go time.
You know my mindset when you see those on my feet. Yep.
Okay, that is cool.
I like that. You mentioned the Jordan stuff. We talked to Peter about this a little bit. What was that experience like going to the Grove 23? What was that like, and what was going through your mind?
Yeah, so we've been there probably a handful of times now. I don't know, man. It's hard to put into words. I feel like I don't get too flabbergasted or like awestruck by celebrities. I just have like a lot of respect for what they do. They're really good in their craft, but I think there's a lot of business guys that are really good in their craft. But my point is there's two guys that have ever kind of made me fall over. One's Tiger, and then the other is MJ. Seeing them in person and shaking their hand, those are the only two guys I've ever been like, wow, like these guys changed not only their sport, but they changed the world. Like, and it's crazy their logos, how recognizable they are. So honestly, regarding the fact of when we got to meet MJ and when he got to talk to us, I mean, it was as cool as you can imagine, plus 1,000, right? Like, it's hard to put into words, but to kind of be able to talk to him and hear some of his mindset, man, like I thought I was competitive, and like I am competitive, but like I got to get on another level if I want to be even close to that guy. That was insane. And just to listen to how he kind of prepped and stuff, I feel like it's really helped me the last few weeks or a couple months even since we got to talk to him, and even the team. And I think we've taken a lot of what we've learned from that conversation and kind of applied it to golf as much as we can, right? And so far it's bit us pretty well.
What was it he said that was impactful?
Well, you want me to go with all our secrets now, man?
Essentially, yes.
No, I don't care. So he was really big in his time when he was playing. He told us about this. Him and his trainer were really big on making practice harder than the actual game. And one thing that really stood out to me that he told us, and I don't know if I was the only one, but he said there's no such thing as pressure of doubt unless you're not prepared. The only reason you would feel pressure of doubt is if you're unprepared. The pressure will be there, the nervousness will be there, but there's only doubt in that if you're unprepared. And so his kind of point about that was if he practiced harder and made his practice harder, I meant to say, then the game would actually be. So like for us, our practice harder than the tournament will actually be, then he feels prepared for any situation. And so then from that, he can draw from that practice that he designed for himself and whatnot, and make himself know that, hey, like I'm ready for anything. And there's nothing I'm gonna face today that's harder than what I faced in my practice the last few weeks, last few months, whatever it is. So I really like that there's no such thing as pressure of doubt if you're prepared the right way. I love that.
Regionals at Findlay coming up. Are you excited?
Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, this will be awesome. Our redo of the course is phenomenal. I absolutely love it. It's such a good golf course now, and I think it's going to be an amazing test for regionals.
I've heard some people talking about how much you've matured the last couple of years. You seem a lot older than when was it 2 years ago?
That we had, I think the first time.
You were in here. Like, I feel like I'm talking to a professional golfer. Like, in what way do you think you've matured, and how's that changed how you play?
Yeah, I definitely have. I've matured a lot. I honestly give a lot of credit to my coach, Andrew DiBitetto. For as young as he is, the head he has on his shoulders is amazing. And honestly, the men that he's turned me into be, and then, you know, as you grow, as he turns you into be, is just amazing. And I feel like I give a lot of credit there for most of this maturity. But yeah, I'm really glad I stayed an extra year. I was kind of battling with that decision last year if I should stay, and I'm extremely glad I did for a lot of different reasons. But I've really matured, and I feel like my ducks are in a row right now, and I'm ready to finish it off with this team and then turn pro and see what we can do.